Hi, everybody. Welcome to a water Zoom presentation. This is an informal way of getting a little bit of education about our water filtration system that Nikken has created that gives us living water. We're going to do a little bit of an education about the importance of water, and then at the end, we're going to do some demos. And I've asked some folks that have been using the water to share some stories. So, because stories is really where it's at in terms of understanding what the impact is with drinking really good water. I like
Mhm.
to say that when you invest in water, and I'm sharing my screen so I can pull up that slideshow real quick. When you invest in your water, it is where you get the most bangs for your buck in terms of investing in wellness and being able to really do something that is not expensive, is very cost effective. So y'all can see my screen okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and this is not the one. Okay, here we go. Thank you. All right, here we go. Let me move this over. Give me just a second to do my technical stuff. Okay, so water really is the essence of life. Why do I say that? Because our bodies are about 70% water, so it is the most biggest part of what we are. Um, and every bodily function just about is needed to perform well to be adequately hydrated. And most people, more than 90%, are underhydrated. So the key to wellness is to stay well hydrated. So, how do you figure out how to be well hydrated? The simple equation, if you don't know this, the simple thing is to take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's the amount of ounces that you want to drink every day. So, most people are not drinking th what that amount is. I have found people that have drank even more water. They're drinking like a gallon of water and they're not that big of a person because they're drinking water that's not hydrating well. So you're gonna learn about this water system that hydrates super well. But these are the things that hydration works on your body as far as regulating temperature, digestion, nutritional absorption, your whole digestive and waste elimination, your brain function. There's so many things that it works, and it really is affecting your brain. So if you have issues with brain fog or memory and stuff, it could be that if you drink more water and better water, your brain would work better. So it really helps with mental clarity and focus. So it's also a way to cushion your body. All your joints need it. That's why if you have joint issues, you'll feel better when you're well hydrated. Your muscles work better when you're well hydrated. You're detoxifying with water. If you've ever gotten a massage, I've been a massage therapist for 35 years. I've never not once told somebody, remember to hydrate, because after you've had a massage, you've released all these toxins in the muscles, you want to flush it out. And you want to do that really every day. So, water is prevention. It's preventative measure to avoid heart disease, stroke, and cancer. And I know none of us want that. So, we are what we drink. We've heard that saying, you are what you eat. Well, you are what you drink as well. So, choices of water. Tap water. If you're drinking tap water, you're taking in a whole lot of stuff in your water. I don't know exactly what's in your tap water, but this list here tells you a lot of things, parasites and lead and pesticides, all sorts of things that are in our water, which is why the municipalities put chlorine, which I call a necessary evil, because you got to kill all the bacteria and parasites, but then the chlorine itself is a poison, really.
Mhm.
We'll talk more about that. So if tap water is bad, what about bottled water? Well, most people think bottled water is a great answer. But bottled water is oftentimes expensive tap water. You can see in the study here where they tested tons of bottles of water, and one out of three had contaminants like bacteria and arsenic in the bottle. They thought probably from the bottling process. And one out of four of them were simply tap water in a bottle. So it's an unregulated industry. So basically, bottled water companies can say whatever they want. They can lie. They can say it's mountain water, it's spring water, and it may or may not be. So the best way to go is a filtration. Filter it yourself at home. but there's not just one filtration system. Obviously, you can go a refrigerator filter, you can get a Brita system, there's reverse osmosis, there's a lot of different kinds of things. So we're going to jump in here because I want to show you this waterfall system, which is Nikken. Nikken is a company that's been around for 50 years, and they're all about reconnecting us back to nature. They started in Japan, and the Japanese people really understand the wisdom of nature. And so that's what we have with the whole product line, whether you're talking about magnetic insoles that are connecting you to the Earth's energy, or you're talking about wearing a necklace that is magnetic, and maybe another technology. Some of the necklaces have the sun's energy that it's just relaxing and calming for the body. There's many, many different technologies. We can talk about those a different time, but tonight we're going to really focus on the water. So just want you to see this, and you're going to see my waterfall system because I'm in my kitchen so I can show it to you. But there's magnetic technology, and that declusters the water. It makes the water more hydrating. Your body absorbs it more. There's mineral stones in the water, and those are natural minerals because most of what we eat doesn't is devoid of minerals. Our soil has been the minerals have been kind of taken out from all of our farming, poor farming, over farming. So our body is desperate to get these minerals. So you get that in the water. The water is pH balanced, and that is a good thing. Drinking alkaline water, slightly alkaline water, it helps to offset the fact that that most of our diets run on the acidic level. If you get, acid reflux or kind of an upset stomach, it may be from something you've eaten. That can be a common thing. And so drinking water that's slightly alkaline will help to balance that. It also helps to bring more energy and more blood flow into the cells by drinking water that's slightly alkaline. So it does a whole bunch of different things. So we call this nature's perfect water. I'm gonna stop the share because that was all I wanted to show you, just to give you a little bit of background. Does anybody have any questions from what I just went through real quick? No? So Nyla, do you want to share a story of what got your attention?
Yes, I'll share my story. Um, it's about my dog. I have a miniature pincher. She's about 12, and she's had a cough for 2 years. And they first thought it was the whooping cough. She was given antibiotics twice, and I'm like, it's still here. Then they referred me to a pulmonary doctor, and that doctor said the visit would be between 850 and 1250 hundreds. And I said, no. So I think it sounded like she really had something stuck in her throat
Uh-huh.
because would gag all the time or cough. And then once she threw up a lot of grass, and she stopped coughing after that.
Uh-huh.
So that lasted a couple of months. And then she went outside and did it again. So she was coughing again. But this last time, she has coughed up grass, and she still coughed after that.
Uh-huh.
So I put I don't know if you can see the band, the necklace
Uh-huh.
around her little neck. And I've
Uh-huh.
been giving her the water. And she doesn't cough as much. And when she does, it's lower than usual.
Uh-huh.
And because she's coughing, but it's real light.
Uh-huh.
Whereas before, you could hear her in the other room, the next
Yeah,
room. Mhm.
I'm a witness to that one.
So this is my baby, and she's doing much better
Good. Yeah.
Mhm.
because I
Wonderful.
know it was uncomfortable. It just seemed so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
this water is called pie water, and
Hmm.
pie means living. In
Okay.
Japanese, it means living water. So bottled water and tap water, and even some water that's filtered can be considered dead water. In other words, there's no
Hmm.
minerals, there's no energy added to it. So think about it. What do you want to give
Hmm.
your loved ones? And I'm including fur babies. I have a 80
Yes.
pound dog running around here.
Okay.
You want to give them something that's living, that gives
Mm-hmm.
them, it's the essence of life is good water. So
Mhm.
we really we're big believers in this water. Does anybody else want to share a story?
Okay, I'll share a story. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. I started drinking the water and I wasn't really paying attention, but I noticed I was feeling better and I went to the doctor after a month and she said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm still walking." She said, "No, other than that." And I told her I was drinking some alkaline mineral water.
Uh-huh.
And she said, "How is your, am I supposed to say that word? I know you're recording." I was like being dizzy all the time. She asked me how was that, and
Uh-huh.
I said, "I don't have it anymore." And she was like, "What?" She said, "Oh," she said, "I need to know about the water you're drinking." And Sherry, I didn't tell you, but she had told me one of her friends had told her about the water. So I believe she got a water machine from her friend
Huh.
instead of me. But I do not have any dizziness anymore. I'm doing just fine.
Yeah.
I love the water.
Yeah. Yeah, water, our bodies are the miracle, and our bodies need, because there's 70% water, we need to replenish it. So you can have a Brita filter or refrigerator filter, and you're filtering the water, and that is better than nothing. But what
Right.
I like to tell my customers is, isn't our health something that's so important? Isn't it worth to do something that's better than nothing? And then you go, well, but can I afford it? We're going to talk about that too, because this is an affordable system. I love that I help my customers all the time save money and get something so much better. That's a win-win-win. So let's
Mm-hmm.
do a couple of demos. First of all, I'm going to show you, I'm going to hold this up so you can see this is the filter. This thing is heavy. It weighs a lot,
Mm-hmm.
right? Nyla's, if you put this together, you know it's there is so much material here that filters, but it's not just that it's the carbon filter. There's these ceramic balls that help with the pH balancing. There's a salt that is an ion that's naturally occurring because remember I said this is a company from Japan, and this was discovered probably 25, 30 years ago. They were looking at how plants were flourishing in a particular region, this farmland, and the scientists started studying what was so special about this water. And part of it was it had this particular salt, this ferrous salt, this ion that gives energy to the water. And so that's part of this here. So that's where it's a living water. So it's not just that it's filtering. So you could have a filter that's really good, but a filter doesn't know to leave all the good in and just take out the bad. A filter just filters. So it's
Right.
not just about what it takes out, it's what it puts back in. And that's what adds to this, the specialness. So I'm going to turn this around just so you can see it because mine sits right here on my sink, right here. Here's my faucet, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you just put tap water in the top. It goes through this filter, and at the bottom it's porous, so it goes all the way through it and fills up. Then at the very bottom, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's mineral stones. These are
We
natural
can't hear.
minerals. Can you see it? Kind of, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But there's 17 trace minerals. There's also copper in the filter too. So it's adding back things that our body needs. It passes through a magnetic field that makes the water clusters smaller. So if you've ever drank a lot of water all at once, because I used to be a runner moons ago, and I live in Atlanta, so it's hot. So I would like chug water. And at times I would make myself feel a little sick to my stomach because it just sat in my stomach. If you've ever
Mm-hmm.
drank a lot of water and then it feels like it's glugging around,
Yes.
right? Some of us know that what that feels like. It's not supposed to do that. I remember like, I don't know, 10, 20 years ago, it was like a diet trick to drink a bunch of water before you ate because you'd be full.
Right.
You shouldn't be full from water. Now, it is good to hydrate before you eat because sometimes
Mm.
our brain is saying, I'm hungry, but the brain is
Thirsty.
really, you're really thirsty. You're not hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to drink it, but you shouldn't be full from it. If you're full from it, it means it's not getting in. So this water, when you drink it, people describe it. And I've asked this question in many different homes when I've done these presentations, I know with Shirley, and people will say it's smooth. It has a
Mm-hmm.
different mouth feel. And I'll try to see if I can do this demo if we have time to see something. But let's get into, so I'm not a scientist. I'm not a chemist. I can't test, like that study that showed that some of the bottled water was tap water or it has chemicals from the bottling process. I can't do that. I don't have those skills. But what I can do is test it with a swimming pool drops to test the pH. So most people's diets are acidic, and that upsets the stomach, and that acidity creates inflammation, and inflammation can lead to disease. So you want to neutralize acidity, and that's what drinking alkaline water can help you do. So one thing is very easy to test, and that's what I'm set up here to do. And tell me if you can you see the bottles here?
Yes.
Yes.
Turn it like this. This might be a little helpful that way.
Yes.
Okay, so I turned these cups over just so you can see that there wasn't anything in them. I'm not playing any tricks here.
Right.
So I'm going to just pour. This is Dasani, and I always like to use Dasani. I live in Atlanta. It's Coke
Yeah.
country here. So a lot of people buy, Dasani. Can y'all see me pouring it in?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
like the Dasani.
Huh?
I don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
like the taste.
This is Deer Park, and this is Pure Life. This
Okay.
says
Next.
purified water, enhanced with minerals for a
Uh-huh.
crisp taste. Now,
Hmm?
I spent about $6 or $7 on these three bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Not cheap. Okay, then I'm going to take this. Hang on. See? Empty glass. And I'm filling it up. Can you see? I'm filling it up with my
Yep.
water. I
Yes.
just want
With
you to
the
see I'm not pulling any punches here.
with the good water.
That's the good water.
Mm-hmm.
So now what we're going to do, can you see? Oops. Can you see okay?
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
I can't see you now. Now my screen came on. Hang on a minute. Okay. All right. So now these are swimming pool drops. This is what tests the pH in a swimming pool. So I'm
Okay.
going to do 5 drops in each one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3,
Three,
4,
four,
5.
five.
Mhm.
1,
One,
2,
two,
3,
three,
4.
four, five. It's a
Thank you
song.
for whoever's saying. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to swirl it. Now, if it is, this is Dasani. When it comes up yellow, it's very acidic.
Okay.
That's very acidic. Here's Deer Park, and that's not too bad. That is what I would consider. That's not bad. That's probably like neutral. Here's Pure Life. So when it's bright pink, it is that's alkaline. The Pure Life, can you see the difference here? I put it on a
Mm-hmm.
white
Mhm.
paper towel so you
Yeah.
can have the contrast. Here's the Dasani, and here is Nikken's water.
Okay. I'll take the
So,
new can.
yeah, no kidding. So
Yeah.
I'm putting that there so you can see that. So there's the difference of the pH. Now, Deer Park, again, it's not terrible. That's
Okay.
not acidic. That's not bad. But again, even it being alkaline, it's still you're paying for, this was probably about $2 for the bottle. And this
Mm-hmm.
is 20 ounces. So 100 and I can't do the quick math, but 120, there's 128 gallons, I'm sorry, 128 ounces in a gallon. So that's about six. So this is about $12 a gallon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This was the most expensive. This was over $2. And it's also 20
Wow.
ounces. I don't know. It's terrible. Look how acidic it is.
It is. I
Yeah.
know.
But for all we know, I mean, is it 100% natural spring water? I don't know. Maybe it is. But the bottling process in itself is what can also lead to the chemicals in it. And
Mhm.
it's terrible for the environment. We have so much plastic in our
Yeah.
so to not put all that plastic is a good thing in the world. Now, this water here, which is we know it's not just alkaline, it's mineral rich. It's
Right.
it's microclustered, which is that the magnetic field, so it hydrates better. Let me see if I can do this test so you can see this one.
And you know
It,
that Dasani looks like it turned into urine.
it
Yeah.
really does.
Uh-huh.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Look at the difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at the difference.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like urine. All right, I'm gonna put these are my squirt bottles that I do this. We'll see. I'm gonna fill up. This came from the water system. This is pie water here. This is tap water here. We'll see if this will be a visual. It's fun to do in a group when you're right here. Wait a minute, let me dry off my hands. So I don't have any lotion, but I'm going to put this on the back of my hands, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to spray pie water. Let's get the sprayer going. Pie water, tap water. And I don't know if you can see. Hold on.
Mm.
I don't know if you can see.
Absorption. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can
But
Yeah.
it's
see.
dripping here.
Mhm.
Let me go this way.
Yeah, we saw it.
Okay.
See
It
the
was
difference?
better the other way. Yeah.
Can you see?
Mhm. Mhm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is this one here. It's backwards for me, so it's driving me crazy. This one here is tap water.
Right.
Right.
This one here is the pie water. And
Yeah.
this one is
It's
just
already
And then
absorbed.
it's dripping
yeah,
down my
yeah.
arm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's where you can see the difference, you can feel the difference in the mouth. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing. Y'all still with me? This is fun.
Sherry, I
Yes.
heard people say when they take showers with the pie water, they don't need a lot of lotion.
Right.
Mm.
Okay.
They
Okay.
say your skin is totally different.
Totally different. I want to
Mm-hmm.
share one other testimonial that is fairly recent. It's been in the last couple of months. I met a woman I've never met her in person. We're a part of a networking group that's all over the country.
Hmm.
She lives in California, and she and I met individually, and she's telling me her story. She has suffered from terrible, terrible, debilitating, head throbbing, having to, sit in a dark space. We're not supposed to
Okay.
use medical terms, so I'm not calling it what it is, but I think you know.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sick to her stomach, like couldn't work, just had to
Mm-hmm.
stop her life. And her story is recorded in one of these, and I can be happy to share it. But anyhow, I felt so bad for her. I don't always do this. I loan products all the time, but this is in California. I had to mail her a water system, but I said, I really want to help you. So she was having, at one point, she was in the dark for like 8 days straight or 10 days straight. I
Wow.
can't remember, but a long time. She just couldn't work. She was so sick. All she
Mm-hmm.
did was the water, changed her water. She sent me a text that I just sent. I just showed you guys in an earlier meeting that and her message was, this was after being, um, let's see if I don't know what I did with it. I thought I
You
saved
took a
it.
copy of it.
Huh?
Yeah, you
Oh,
did
yeah,
say
hold
you
on. I
saw.
saved it. I did save
Yeah,
it.
you
Here it
say.
is. This is what she said. Oh, more good news. I'm at the end of my period, 8 days and zero, and I can't say what she said in here, but zero headaches. So that's what she did. She changed it. I mean, it's just amazing. Okay, I'm gonna shake this out here. I'm gonna get tap water. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing because we talked about chlorine being in tap water. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna take this and just split it between the two. So it's about even. Okay. So now I'm gonna put, these are chlorine drops, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna do this two ways. Actually, I'm gonna do one more. Hold on. Okay. So we have tap water 3 times. Okay, the first one I'm gonna put some drops in it. These are chlorine drops testing like a swimming pool. 5 drops. Can you, oops, wait a minute. Let me yeah, see it. Can you see
Yes.
it here? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to swirl it, and it's turning very yellow.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's turning really yellow.
Mm.
That means there's a lot of chlorine in it. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm going to
we
do this
can't see
two.
it.
Huh?
We couldn't
You
see
can
it.
see it. All right, I'm going to put my hands in the next one before I put the drops in. So I'm putting
Okay.
my hands in, and I'm counting to 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
same water. I just put my hands in it first. 5 drops.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5.
5.
Swirling this.
Mm.
Look
Where's
at
the
the
chlorine?
difference.
Yeah.
The chlorine's
Whoops.
in your hand.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
Ooh.
this one turned very yellow. Same source of water.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd the chlorine go?
In your hand.
In my hands. That's
Yeah.
how fast this water comes out of my tap. It's not hot water. It's kind of cool. We'll
Mm-hmm.
come back to that. Before we do, I'm gonna do one more. I just sliced some cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Okay.
gonna take a cucumber, and before I put the drops in this last one of tap, I'm gonna swirl the cucumber in here.
Okay.
I don't want that cucumber.
I'm not gonna eat it now. 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swirl it. It's clear.
It's in the food.
Can you see
Mhm.
that?
Yes.
Okay, so the reason I show you that is that the first one is what tap water does.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that we see that there's chlorine. We
Mm-hmm.
tested it with the drops. The second one, so that's this one here, right? The
Mm-hmm.
next one, I put my hands in it. And the reason I'm showing that is because we have a shower filter. Our
Okay.
skin is our biggest organ.
Right.
And when you get in a shower, usually you don't take a lukewarm, or not even lukewarm. This is cool, on the cool side of water. You take a hot shower, right?
Yep.
Your pores open up and it absorbs. So we dump in a 10-minute shower about 40 gallons of water, right? So your body is getting a lot of that. Our skin is our biggest organ. Your body's
Mm-hmm.
absorbing the chlorine. By me putting my hand in that and I counted to about 10 seconds, that's how fast the chlorine gets in. So it's getting in. If you're not filtering
Right.
your shower, it's in your body. It's also in your lungs
Yeah.
because the
Mhm.
steam from the hot shower, then you're breathing into it. So it's
Right.
creating kind of a poison. Then the reason I did the
Mm-hmm.
cucumber is because this is the clearness. All I did was put the cucumber in there. That's how fast the chlorine gets absorbed in this poor
Our
cucumber, which is
food.
going in the trash. I won't eat it now. So
Mm-hmm.
I have my water system right here by my sink. And when I go to wash food, I just, instead of turning on this here, I flip this here
Okay.
and I use this and I wash all my fruits and vegetables. If you're in my house and you don't know this about this water, I'm going to yell at you if you use the filtered water.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Okay.
washing off, my husband he loves to cook shrimp. If you're cooking eggs, even though there's an eggshell, I don't care. If you're washing your berries, your lettuce, whatever, if you're cooking, putting water in a recipe, you want to use filtered water. You don't want to use
Water.
tap water
Mm-hmm.
because it gets in so quickly, it absorbs immediately.
Mm-hmm.
The chlorine is a necessary evil in tap water. But the byproduct of chlorine, when it mixes with food or your body, the byproduct is a carcinogen, which means it raises your
Mm.
risk of cancer. Not saying
It's,
you're
yeah.
going to get cancer immediately. I'm saying it raises your risk.
It's your best.
So
Mm-hmm.
again, filtering water, even if you use a Brita or refrigerator filter, cook with that. Don't most people they buy bottled water, they buy cases of bottled water, but when they go to cook or
Mm-hmm.
wash their vegetables, they turn on their sink, their tap.
Right.
The only reason I use my tap is to go through the filter. And if I'm washing a sponge or washing dishes, I don't use filtered water. I use tap. And it
Mm-hmm.
is getting in my hands. There's an argument for that of wearing gloves, right? So I wanted you to hear that because I wanted you to know that this is important stuff. And it's so
Mhm.
simple. It's such a simple
Mm-hmm.
way to raise your wellness. The system cost, it retails for under $500, which might sound like a lot. But if you add up how much you pay, and I'm going to send some figures that somebody sent, actually, Heather just sent this about how much money people spend on bottled water. You
Yeah.
will pay for the water system. And even if it took you all year long to pay for it, in other words, compared to the bottled water, after that, this is 25 cents a gallon versus this cheap
Mm-hmm.
bottle, it's about $12 a gallon. So how
Right.
quickly are you going to pay for, the difference? And then you've
Mm-hmm.
got 25 cents a gallon, 25 cents if you cook with and drink water and you use a gallon for your food and for drinking, maybe use a couple of gallons, 25 cents to 50 cents to have something that is this impactful. That's why this is affordable to make such a
Right.
change.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So thank you all for listening. I'm going to stop the recording.
Okay, and Sherry, can I say this? You all,
Sure.
Sherry was at my house, and I was rinsing off some cucumbers with my sink. She said, "Shirley, why?" She scared me. Why are you doing that? So it really tastes so much different.
Mm-hmm.
And like yesterday, I noticed probably they haven't been at my house. I haven't cooked chili in a long time, and I made sure that I used the pine water. My
Thank
my my
you.
granddaughter said it's the good water.
Yep,
And
it's the
everybody
good
kept saying,
water.
Shirley, I said, that's the only thing I did different. So,
Yeah.
we don't know
One,
how much chlorine we've been getting
that's
in our
right.
system.
And I'm
Right.
telling you, your
Right.
animals, once you give them this pie water, they won't drink tap water. If you offer them both, they won't drink it because they can
Mm.
smell the
Mm-hmm.
chlorine. They know
Yeah.
better.